Hi, welcome to Alchemy Balance. I got on here tonight because I wanted to talk about a topic that I've had a great conversation with someone the other day about, and it was about how I view relationships. And I surprised myself when I answered the question because my belief system around relationships is totally different now. I used to think that being in a relationship, you had to be with the person all the time. You do go above and beyond for this person to show that you care and you love. That's my person. I'm gonna do this for that person, that for that person, and it was really a way that I seen growing up, that people would go above and beyond for this person and still be unhappy. I did in my marriage too. That I was most of my resentment came from doing something for a person, and I didn't have it in me to do it for myself. So I had this conversation, and they asked me, what am I looking for? What are you looking for in a relationship? And I told them, I said, I'm looking for someone to make space for me, to add to me and not take away. And when I say that means that I'm not talking about materialistically, because I still want to have my own identity as a person. I still want to be able to provide for myself and own my own business, be very independent. But I also want to be able to share space with a person, show them love, give them love, love them unconditionally, but to the point where I don't take from them. And then I want to be able to have space for them to grow, because I know within this relationship we will have things that's going to come up that's going to trigger each other, where that person has to be able to they have to have learned how to master their emotions already. Because if I've mastered my emotions and they are still struggling with that part of them, it's not going to work, because I'm going to trigger them to the point where it may pull me from where I'm at, and I won't want that. I would rather meet someone that's have conquered these levels that I have conquered, and because even though I've passed those certain levels, there's other levels that's above the levels I haven't gotten to, that I still have to have. I will have to grow with, or either I will have to conquer as well. So I would love to have someone that know thyself and know that as a person you need your own space and you need your own identity, and just would love to just spend time with me, or just spend time, just give me time when I need time. And that doesn't mean that you have to, we can't live together, or, I mean, it depends on how it looks, because everybody's relationship will be different. But I just want someone that understands what love really is, and know that love is not an action. It's not something that you have to do with meaning, or have to transactionally give to a person, or, oh, I love you because. No, love is unconditional. There's no because. There's no because you do this. There's no if you do that. It's none of that. It just is. Love is just is. And I'm laughing because I've came a long way when it comes to relationships that are conditional. I was in a relationship that was very conditional, and I couldn't expect anything else from it because that's how I was brought up. You know, that's what I seen as I grew up. That's what I adapted to. You know, I didn't know any better that, you know, a relationship is supposed to be unconditional with no boundaries. You know, with boundaries in a healthy boundaries, I'll say that. But full of love where you look after each other and you know that neither one of you are perfect, but you hold space for a person to heal at that moment, and you do it together. It's not a you heal and I stay where I'm at. It's we heal together and we go to the next level. I mean, there's gonna be times when that person may need a little more time, even if the other person had already healed on that level. The other person may need a little bit more time, and you have to be understanding. It doesn't have to be anger. You know, it's supposed to be happy moments. I mean, every moment is not going to be happy, but you can. It's all about perception. You can be happy in the healing moment. It doesn't have to be the reaction, and it's all about too. When stuff comes up, how do you respond? Do you listen to respond, or do you react to respond? It's a choice, and I'm choosing to allow the universe to bring me someone that's in alignment with me. And the key to finding a relationship is not looking for one. You don't look for anything. You let it come to you. Now you have to review what comes to you. Because even with your heart being so open, there's going to be things that are going to come to you. And it's going to be tests. But you got to know how to maneuver and how to know what comes to you. You can actually tell by just having a conversation with them for 5-15 minutes. You'll know if that's the one for you, or if that's the relationship you will want to give your time to. Because we have choices. You know, when you go into a relationship, you have to commit to seeing it through and holding space for you and that person to grow equally. Because like I've said in my other videos, every relationship has a heart and it's delicate. And until people understand that relationships, you know, are built off of what you put in it, it will never be able to grow effectively if you don't clear out the debris or the negativity or what's the nasty stuff that's inside of the relationship to make it pure or to make it healthy. It's gonna be toxic. And that's the problem with most relationships. One person sees that it's toxic and the other person sees that it's not toxic because they can't see, because of the illusion. And that's why I feel like, you know, I know I went off on a tangent, but that's why I feel like I'm in a relationship, in my next relationship that I'm going to be in, I want to have someone that's on the same level as me. And I never said materialistically. It's not about material. I'm talking about spiritually. I'm talking about mentally. Because that makes a difference. And I'm talking about by the heart. What their heart looks like. Because I wouldn't want to put myself back in a situation that's dangerous for myself. Because that person can also pollute the growth that I've already conquered. You know, it actually can poison my frequency, and I don't want that. So I am gonna set boundaries already, you know, and I know what I want and what I don't want, and I'm gonna stand on it. You have to stand on it, because if you don't stand on it, you'll fall for anything. And with this newfound life that I have, you know, I'm truly grateful that I got a chance to actually be able to live and experience a type of relationship like this, because I know I'm gonna experience it. I'm have no expectations, nor am I looking. But if the universe or God decides to give me this, I'm open, truly open for it. I know it's in the beginning. And that's another thing too. When you're on this journey, you have to understand that, you don't fully heal all the way. But you do conquer levels that give you tools. So when you do get into a relationship or a situation, you'll know how to maneuver, and you won't react the same way you reacted before when you was your unconditional self. Not your unconditional self, when you was your unhealed self. So I know whatever relationship I get in, you can't go through every situation at one time to try to conquer it. It doesn't work like that. It has to be some things that's gonna be surprising, so you can see your real authentic self and how you gonna really handle something, because that's the purest you at that moment. When you can't rehearse it. It has to become authentic. And so I'm excited. I had this conversation. I want to talk about it because it was a great conversation. I was proud of myself how I reacted, because if you'd have talked to me a couple months ago, I said, I ain't never getting married again. Ain't never getting married again. And I'm not looking for a relationship. I'd rather be by myself for the rest of my life. But as time went on and I healed, and I've seen that you don't have to be by yourself. There's so much love to spread. And there's so many people on this earth that there's so many different type of people. And your thoughts really affect your reality. So if you feel like that no one's good enough to be with you, then nobody's going to be good enough to be with you. But when you love yourself unconditionally and you trust yourself, you feel something totally different. I know there's somebody out there for me. However long it takes for that person to get to me, it is what it is. I'm not putting a time frame on. No, I'm off my mouth on it because I'm not worried about it, because I'm not even thinking about it. But I will let it happen the way it's going to happen, because life is beautiful. I live every day in the present. And today's energy was so amazing. This winter solstice energy, I don't know about you guys, but it got me on cloud 9. Like, I've been happy. Sorry about that. I've been happy all day. And even, up until this day, I've just been really happy. And I'm truly grateful that I'm getting a chance to feel this and be in this energy. I feel like next year is going to be amazing. Even for relationships. There's going to be relationships changes. It's going to be, some growth, some elevation. It's going to be some evolving. It's going to be some separations. It's going to be some divorces. It's going to be all kind of stuff. But whatever it is for your relationship, it's going to be. And you got to be okay with it. But I got on here to talk about what a relationship looks like for me. And that's it in a nutshell. I hope I explained it very well, but it's not gonna, I don't see a relationship to me is not one that's restricted and in shackles. It's free. And you got to understand what free means. Like the freedom to be who you are as a person. Spiritually, emotionally, physically. With no limitations and no judgment. Being with someone that, just like the room up just as well as you do. Love to be in nature. Just love to stay grounded and live in the moment and live in the present. That's a real relationship. Not one that's tied down by, restrictions in the past and looking forward to the future. So I think I said enough on that, but I also wanted to share that information because, you know, relationships are amazing, despite what people may feel, and despite what you heard what I just said. I thought relationships, it was a no-go for me, but now that my life, my perception has changed, and I've healed so much in the last couple months, and I can see where, you know, no one deserves to be by themselves. You don't have to. You know, relationship is a relationship. Not saying if it could be a physical one, it could be a business one, it could be any type of relationship. But, you know, I was cut off from all relationships, and I really hardly even talked to my friends because I stayed so isolated. But I'm learning that you need people, you know, but you need the right people. You know, I'm looking for my soul tribe too. The crew, you know, where we can get together and talk about the weird stuff, because I'm weird. But anyway, I'm glad to come on here and share this with you guys. I hope y'all have an amazing day, and I will chat with y'all soon. Sending y'all love and light. Have a good day. A good night.